In 1587, an English colony vanished into thin air. The colony was called Roanoke, established off the rugged, windswept coast of what is now North Carolina. It was founded by John White, a man of exceptional vision, an artist, and a cartographer whose detailed maps captured the untamed wilderness of the New World. White sailed from England leading a carefully organized group of men, women, and entire families who dreamed of planting permanent roots across the Atlantic. They arrived at Roanoke Island with high hopes, tasked with building a thriving permanent settlement. The colonists immediately set to work, constructing a defensive wooden fort and modest timber cabins to shelter themselves for the long haul. They expected to tame the land, plant crops, and trade peacefully with the indigenous populations. But history rarely moves in a straight line, and external forces soon threatened to shatter their fragile isolation. The sweeping Anglo-Spanish War was raging back in Europe, plunging the seas into violent chaos. English merchant vessels and supply fleets were constantly attacked, intercepted, or commandeered for the royal defense. Governor John White soon realized that the colony could not survive without immediate, large-scale reinforcements and vital provisions from the homeland. Making the agonizing decision to leave his people behind, White prepared to sail back across the treacherous ocean. The plan was simple: secure supplies and return to Roanoke within a matter of months. But the escalating war made maritime travel an impossible gamble for English captains. Month after month bled into a grueling, heart-wrenching nightmare. For 3 agonizing years, John White was completely stranded in England, entirely unable to reach his family or his colonists. The colonists were left utterly alone on the edge of the known world, cut off from all support, communication, and guidance. They faced harsh winters, dwindling food supplies, and mounting tensions with neighboring native tribes. The colony was entirely on its own, drifting helplessly into the pages of history. When John White finally managed to secure a passage back across the Atlantic in 1590, he approached Roanoke Island with a racing heart. But as his ship anchored in the bay, an eerie, dead silence greeted him from the shore. Stepping onto the beach, he rushed to the settlement only to find something profoundly shocking and terrifying. The entire colony was completely gone, wiped off the physical landscape as if they had never existed at all. There was no sign of a violent struggle, no scattered armor, no breached gates, and not a single drop of blood shed. The fort had been carefully dismantled, indicating they hadn't fled in a panicked rush under sudden attack. Instead, everything was orderly, yet completely abandoned. The only clue left behind by the missing souls was a single word cleanly carved into a wooden post of the stockade fence: Croton. At the midpoint of our journey, we find ourselves at a crossroads of time and terror. The silence of the abandoned Roanoke fort is deafening, weighing heavily on anyone who studies its remains. The only sound that breaks the stillness is the cold ocean wind whispering hollowly through the surrounding trees. As we mentally explore the remnants of the deserted fort, we cannot help but feel a chilling sense of unease. The colonists left behind their domestic lives, their personal belongings, and their unfinished dreams, yet they vanished completely. Where did over 100 men, women, and children go in the dead of the wilderness? Why did they leave no structural damage or signs of warfare behind them? The word Croton etched stubbornly into the timber post remains the single focal point of an unanswerable riddle. As we delve even deeper into the historical layers of the Roanoke mystery, we begin to uncover clues that suggest the colonists may have been planning a relocation long before White's return. Perhaps changing environmental conditions, severe droughts, or hostile relations forced their hand. The word Croton was not just a random scribble, it was the name of a nearby island and the native tribe that inhabited it. John White knew that the Croton Islanders were generally friendly to the English, raising the strong possibility that the colonists sought refuge among them. But when White attempted to sail to Croton Island to investigate, violent offshore tempests and damaged ships forced him to abandon the search and return to England. Thus, the trail went completely cold for centuries, leaving generations of historians to argue over competing theories. Some scholars argued that the colonists fell victim to a devastating native massacre, wiped out by tribes hostile to European expansion. Others strongly maintained that they assimilated peacefully, intermarrying with local tribes and blending into the indigenous culture to survive. But without concrete physical evidence or surviving records from that era, it was impossible to separate historical fact from wild speculation. The truth was effectively lost in the shifting sands of time, buried deep beneath the coastal soil. The mystery of Roanoke cemented its place as one of the greatest, most haunting enigmas in American history. As we near the end of our journey through this historical anomaly, we are left with vastly more questions than definitive answers. 115 human beings evaporated into the American interior, leaving behind a legacy built entirely on absence. The haunting word carved into the wood continues to echo across the centuries, baffling modern researchers just as much as it baffled John White in 1590. Theories will always emerge, but the core truth remained hidden away from the light for ages. Yet, the modern search for closure continues with relentless determination to this very day. Dedicated archaeologists and historians are carefully digging through the earth, utilizing advanced technology to unearth buried artifacts, post holes, and lost European relics. Every recovered pottery shard, rusted iron nail, or ancient trade bead brings science one step closer to resolving the fate of the lost colonists. The word Croton still holds the hypothetical key to unlocking the greatest secret of America's first ghost town. The ultimate truth is out there, hidden beneath layers of dirt and folklore, waiting patiently to be discovered. Will you join the ongoing search to uncover what really happened to Roanoke? Subscribe now to support the channel and help us explore the deepest, darkest secrets of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. The mystery of Roanoke continues to evolve, and the final chapter is still waiting to be written.